Check, check, check. Oops, okay. Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRG. And I'm Brian Winnekins from the NAFB convention. Thank you to our broadcast sponsors, including Alcivia Co-op, Annabis Silo, Osseo Plastics, and Wisconsin Farmers Union. Joining us right now, host of Agri Talk, Chip Flory. And we, of course, all know Chip. We listen to him every day from 1 to 3. And he's coming to the Durand and Eau Claire area with Security Financial Bank on January 18th for an Ag Day. This is going to be kind of fun. You're going to... They made you the keynote speaker.
Oh my gosh, I know. That's it's quite the honor. I always enjoy going in and having conversations out there, and it should be an interesting day.
And I know you can't spill all the beans, otherwise you'd have to hurt me, and you're kind of a big guy. But, okay, what are you going to talk about?
Obviously, we're going to talk about the dynamic markets and what it means for agriculture, from a revenue standpoint for farmers to sales standpoints for agribusiness. And we've got to throw the inflationary pressures and what it means for consumers in there. So there's not a segment of agriculture or the food supply chain that the inflation, genie hasn't had an impact on. So we're going to cover a lot of that.
And again, that's going to be on January 18th with Security Financial Bank. We'll also be there as well. We'll be broadcasting from there too, so looking forward to that. Let's talk a little bit about the markets. You mentioned the inflation. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Okay. Without the inflation, you don't have $18, $19 milk. You don't have almost $13 beans, and you don't have $5 corn or $10 wheat. So, could be worse.
Yeah. We also wouldn't have $1,450 anhydrous. We also wouldn't have $1,000 DAP and MAP, and it's all getting caught up in it now. Now, this is a chicken or egg situation. I know exactly where you're coming from, Brian, and the corn market did lead fertilizer to the upside, but boy, when the fire was lit in the fertilizer market, it absolutely exploded, and it has put such a margin squeeze on us for 2022 that there's still black ink for a corn producer at the bottom of the page for 2022. Don't get me wrong, but it's not anything close to what it was in 2021. And so that's going to change the way that we're going to look at the markets going forward.
Meanwhile, I know it's been a topic here at NAFB, the infrastructure bill. Yeah. But I guess I'm going to play the grumpy old man in the room, and okay, $1.5 trillion. A lot of supporters say, well, that's an investment. Okay, but then the next bill, they call that spending. My dad would say spending is spending. That doesn't matter how you look at it.
Yeah, the thing that I will say about the infrastructure bill is that there are items in there that ag commodity groups have lobbied for decades. Money for the roads and bridges, that was going to be there, but was there going to be as much there as there is? $700 million, or billion, excuse me, $700 billion. It just seems like such a crazy number. But the money for the locks and dams on the inland waterways and the improvements that can be made there, they are investments for the long haul. But I will say this, we are talking about trillions of dollars, and I don't think people understand what $1 trillion is, just how much it is and what it does to us going forward. Now, I'm a big supporter of the different components and the projects in the bill, but the money, it just blows me away, Brian. I just can't figure it out.
And I guess at the end of the day, is there really I've said this before. That's why I can't have nice things. There's no way I could be president, because if I said, okay, I'm going to have a balanced budget, everybody gets cut too bad. I don't care who you are. Right. And, we're changing the taxes and everyone's going to pay a little bit more because we're going to pay all this off. I don't care who you are. Too bad. Guess what? Even Chip Flory would be saying, that darn Winnekins, what's he doing? They're killing us here. And isn't that part of the problem? Everybody says balance the budget, don't take my thing. Everyone says redo taxes, don't take my deduction. So don't we all have really ourselves to blame?
Oh, in a lot of ways, absolutely. The lawmakers that have been the most quote unquote successful are those that have gotten the most funding for the projects in their areas. So, of course, Senator Chuck Grassley is going to run again, and he'll probably win. It's because of what he has done for Iowa. Okay, there's so much of what you said is absolutely true, Brian, but there's that balance. If you would just go crazy and in your leadership role and dictate everything that's going to happen, there might be a few of us saying, Brian, but you need to pull a little balance back into your act.
My response would be everyone's going to feel pain, and you know what? This way, no lobbyist can say, well, help us out because it's for an investment.
Right.
Because everybody says it's an investment. Everybody says it's for national security. Well, you know what? Yeah, an investment in national security. I'm going to cut everybody, and everyone's going to pay more, and we're going to have a balanced budget. Now, if Congress doesn't like it, they can mess it up, and I'll veto it. Again, why I can't have nice things.
Well, nice things like the White House, Brian. You're right.
How about what happened to the Cubs? I got to throw that in there.
Well, the Cubs, I mean, it was pretty obvious what happened there. That was a sell out. Let's get rid of it. Just a fire sale there. What happened to the Brewers?
Choke. They just choked like they always do in the playoffs. It's just unbelievable. But we're looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun here in January when you come up to visit, be keynote speaker. And really, it's going to be a chance as well for you to kind of rub shoulders with all of the listeners too. And that's all. Sometimes you get a totally different perspective even from the grumpy old man that's at the radio station while you're on.
That's right. No, what I'm really looking forward to is the conversation part of it. Yeah, I'll come up and I'll have a few remarks that I want to make. But if I'm going to see you there in Eau Claire, come loaded with a conversation and some questions and some topics, because that's exactly what I want to do.
So, again, that's going to be January 18th at CVTC with Security Financial Bank. Chip Flory is going to be coming up and joining us with Security Financial Bank from NAFB. I'm Brian Winnikins for WRDN.